Alright, it's time to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of this new update. But without the good, I honestly had some high-ish hopes for the 2024 summer DLC, but even considering how much I personally enjoy the new business, there's still a hefty amount of problems that I have with this. Starting with Jeanette's unwanted commentary on the bounty targets before you select them at the computer. For the first few targets I didn't mind and thought it was more of a tutorial thing, but it's for every bounty you're about to select, and the worst part is you can't skip it at all. Even after you deal with the target and find the same one at a different time of day, you'll still have to hear the same character intro for like 10 or 20 seconds before starting the mission. It's really not a huge deal, so that's why I'm putting it first, but why can't we have the option to skip the dialogue? After we take out the target the first time, we already know what the mission will kind of entail. It really is typical Rockstar fashion to make you sit through long boring cutscenes of characters talking, so I really can't expect anything less from them. But my god, after repeating so many bounty missions, this is gonna get a lot more annoying if nothing changes. Next up is the cooldown that was added to the tow truck service between vehicles sourced, also unmentioned in the patch notes. How surprising. The money wasn't even that lucrative before, yet Rockstar believes this is what needs to happen. The cooldown is only 2 minutes long, which to me is just a pointless time waster. 2 minutes is enough time to go to the strip club across the street, blow some bands, and then return to the shop to run it again, but really nothing else. Maybe you can go collect your safe money, but probably only from 1 or 2 businesses and have to come back on time. And to be completely real, you only need to do like 1 tow truck job per day to maintain maximum safe income, but this is just a stupid change. Next up, don't even get me started on the Babushka buff, in quotations. I mean, yeah, it did get buffed to take 1 extra rocket of each type, 2 more railgun shots and 3 more explosive sniper shots, but since aircraft take constant damage, once enough damage is taken, the Bambushka can't even withstand 1 railgun shot without eventually losing power and crashing. This also happens once hit with 2 homing rockets, and this didn't change at all compared to the pre-buff version of it. They also didn't fix the turret not being able to shoot past a 30-degree window at the front of the plane, so really this buff isn't even that much of a buff, it just makes it a minuscule amount better. It really feels like Rockstar has no idea what this plane needs to be good, or they just don't care at all. Maybe both are true, but who really knows? And now it's time to talk about the main attraction of the update, the bottom dollar bounties business. I gotta say right away, I am enjoying this business so far. It's only the first week, so my opinion will probably change within another week, but I do think the missions are fun enough to not care about the not great pay you get, 35 to 40k for regular targets and 125 to 150k maybe for the daily targets is not that attractive. To me, this seems like a business we would have seen a long time ago, and more like a starter business for newer players since the pay certainly feels that way. Oh, and I forgot to mention that 90% of the missions you do have you travel all the way across the map to your target's location. Thankfully, to get there you can use any method of travel you want, but once the target is secured you must use the bounty hunter van to transport their body to the drop-off. This is the absolute worst part of the business since it is artificially adding time to your job. Even if you brought the property at the other end of the map, the missions it gives you will still be on the other side, so there's really no winning here. Also, what the fuck is with the pricing of this bottom dollar business? 2 to 2.6 million for a base model business in the city, $1.5 million for 2 stupid agents that take an hour to do a simple task and only come back with $5,000 to $10,000 for you. This whole thing really feels like it got hit by the GTA inflation rate, and of course the pay stayed the same on the low side, so what else would we expect? Sadly, unless you really enjoy doing these bounty missions, it doesn't seem like it'll be a top tier business for making money. Unless maybe double money comes around, but it still won't be that great. At number 5, we gotta get some Fs in the chat, please, for our homie, the BMX bike. Rockstar has completely massacred my boy here by nerfing the jump height by like half? Feels like more, honestly. Before the nerf I felt like a god riding this thing and bouncing off everything, doing 360s, never getting knocked off. Now you can barely jump over a person or even onto the hoods of most cars. I can only manage to get a 180 off when on level ground, which is just sad and so not as cool as it was before. I really can't understand why this change needed to happen. I don't think anyone was complaining about this, and it made for some cool YouTube videos and trickshot kind of parkour stuff. If the change was for realism purposes, then I'm not sure why we're starting with this spike, you know what I mean? Anyways, next up, where are the car chases? The trailer for the update had me super excited thinking we'd be chasing criminals in our police cars through the city, but there is literally nothing like that with the update. Even the dispatch work, which requires a personal police vehicle, is just driving to point A, pew-pewing some people and leaving, or the same thing and picking up a package to drop off at point B. There is one newer style of mission where you disarm some explosives, Helldivers 2 style, which is kind of fun and new, but why couldn't we get something where we could actually use our car for literally anything else besides starting the fucking mission? All the car does is give you access to these dispatch missions, and you can turn on lights, I guess. Bit of customization, that is it. Like $3.5 to $5 million for most police cars, no car chases, and no need for the police car after the dispatch work is started. I feel like this is going to get pretty boring after a week or so of doing this. Same goes for the bounty targets for this new business. Am I really supposed to believe that these guys would rather run off on foot than get in a nearby car and drive off? We had a small and pretty unexciting car chase kind of scene from the Dre heist from almost 4 years ago. Even a repeat of that style of mission would be cooler than what we got. The cop cars being so fucking expensive is a real slap in the face too when they're old pieces of shit with nothing new about them. This DLC could have been so much more fun if it was released like 5 years ago, and if the pricing wasn't inflated to all hell. It really feels lazy adding these missions in now, which I can sort of understand if everyone's working on GTA 6 right now. So whatever, I'm sure 2025 will be worth it, and I pray for no delays, so let's move on. I'm gonna sneak something mildly good in here, which are the new liveries for the Cypher, Nebula Turbo, and Sentinel Classic widebody. They're kinda cool, I guess. And they only work on the drift versions of the car, so I hope you enjoy having the drift tuning on if you want to use that livery. And if you do decide to remove the drift tuning, it won't refund you or anything, it just deletes the livery.
But I'm not done yet!
If you put the drift tuning on the Sentinel Classic widebody and don't like it, be prepared to blow some money because it costs $700,000 fucking dollars.
$700,000? What the fuck is going on? Are you kidding me?
Brilliantly, Rockstar has made it so that you must repurchase the Benny's upgrade for the car, instead of simply removing the drift tune for $50K like the others. Is this a complete oversight by them? Is this a fair way of pricing considering that this is the only Benny's car with drift tuning? Will it take 6 months to patch like it took with the Vigora ZX's convertible's window? And the Vapid Illusion's headlight? Let me know in the comments what you think, I really like reading them. One more thing with the new drift cars they missed is adding the camera movement to first person while getting those beautiful high angle slides. Instead, it's the same as every other car where you look at the front and not where you're going. Sadly, I don't think these will be fixed until the next major update, so be careful when putting these relatively expensive upgrades on. Alright, get some tissues for this next one, everyone. My dearly beloved, day one homie, most reliable glitch that didn't harm a thing or anyone, an integral part to my first banger video, the telescope glitch, has been patched. Not all the way though, it still lingers with us. As long as you bring a jerry can, spill a line, light the end, and wait a bit for it to catch fire at the right time so that it ignites you as you enter the telescope and will remove you out of it, then you are free to add your accessories just like before. Thank God it's still here, because this shouldn't even be a glitch to begin with. Why can't we add glasses over face masks? It's been 10 years. We are punished for our creativity and are given rocks to eat for dinner. I really don't like that this is what the few devs left over on this game are focusing on. Speaking on more things the devs are focusing on, really selling GTA Plus. A free car a week early, changes to the Vinewood Car Club, which now has a free auto shop with a 10% discount on all parts, as well as purchasing ammo for cheaper, buying car club vehicles, and a way to collect your safe income from businesses, all through an app on the phone. This feature absolutely shouldn't be locked behind having GTA Plus, which is limited to the current generation of consoles. There's so many paywalls for this game now that you need to pay for the new console, pay for the online features of it, pay for GTA 5, and then finally pay for GTA Plus, and then you can get those features that should be in the regular versions of a game. Obviously this isn't a huge deal, but it makes me sad and honestly a little worried how they're deciding to put these changes behind paywalls instead of actually making improvements the community will be happy with. And finally, to top it all off, the most diabolical feature about this update. This circle is off center. Thank you for watching, subscribe for more.